Hi everyone, apparently the Bitcoin price had decided to stop the rally, just make a little break and have a little retracement. And like I was saying before, don't FOMO when we break in previous high, like in this area. I was mentioning I did have a trade that didn't trigger below the 118, but I wasn't going to chase this rally because it made just no sense. It made no sense. I fought this strategy already for years, and actually have been playing always good. And that's why also it's really important for you to have well structure of your portfolio and your strategy, so you don't gonna be following in this point. You can see this is the worst area. Why? Because the risk reward is just higher. The risk is higher than the reward. You just enter here, you FOMO here, but you think it's gonna go up and up and up because we just broke the 123, and then it come even lower than when you enter if you enter on the previous and the top in the previous high. That's why I always mention that, because lots of people, they always lose money chasing the previous high. What I'm doing now I'm just gonna continue waiting. This is again a patient payout always. I'm gonna wait because we see how this green direction of the valley, green valley has been always bullish. We also have the Fortuna line in positive now towards a little bit negative. We will see how it's gonna play out in the next days, but I'm still expecting to go retest a little bit, maybe then we go, and then when we start forming this small red valley in the negative direction, then is when I'm gonna give another update and see if the best trigger point gonna be below the 18 or above, because by the time the orange line is gonna be also going up. And so yeah, I'm gonna be giving that update, so you should subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss up. And like this we can be out from of anybody else. Let me check in the daily. Checking the daily, actually we're still super bullish. I cannot really put it I cannot be bearish on it because we still have time. Let me see, I'm gonna remove this. We still have time, we have direction, and the Fortuna line is in positive direction as well. So yeah, pretty much that is for the daily and for the 4 hours. Now you may be wondering, like many other people, like what if we continue going up and up and up and up and up, like everybody is calling. Let's say we break the 123, then we go to 125, 127, 130. It doesn't really matter if I don't enter or not, and this is something you need to have clear as well. If you're feeling like FOMOing, it's because you don't have a well structure of your portfolio. That's why the best way to go, or at least the one that worked for me, is to have 40% of my portfolio. I'm talking just about Bitcoin. And the monthly. In the monthly, you don't care the chart. You just know what actually Bitcoin is and how fucked up the financial system is. So you never sell. This is something you're gonna leave to your family or to your friend, to your closest friend, or whatever you want. But this one you never sell, because yeah, that is just to stay in the hardware wallet and you call cold storage. Then the 30%, the other 30% I use is for the weekly. And the weekly I don't really I did trade this one, like, well, let me show you. This one is trade, but it's like long short term. So that's why it's so important. Like when I was pointing off this in the weekly, remember I have been calling this all the time to be careful, because we may have something like that, a bearish derivation in the next month. Even if everybody's calling, we're going to have familiar. It's fine. That's why it's completely fine if we go to 200,000, 300,000, 500,000. I do believe we're gonna do that in the next years. And if we go from now on all the way there, it doesn't matter, because that's why I have the 40% just in the monthly, and I don't care. I exit it. In the weekly one, This one, like I was saying, I use it for trading, and monthly pretty much. So when I see something like we're forming, I start to be more cautious and start to de-risk myself pretty much. So that means like start selling little by little. I don't gonna sell all at once, but I start selling little by little, little by little, and see how the market continue, because we potentially is gonna be doing something like this for the month of September. I don't think we're gonna go all the way up. It would be nice. I wouldn't be sad if that happened. That's why also chasing Ethereum right now, all-time high, a previous all-time high is not the best, because we may have in September this consolidation, or we could fall as well. Like we can see here, what we have been doing is, let me show you. We have been consolidating. This is the monthly. You can see the valleys and everything. How I have been marking with the timing around this area. Was time to get out. Didn't fall. The price continue and this consolidation. So then what you do, you enter over here, because you see already the timing is already finishing in the negative area. We didn't have any strain in the Fortuna line, so it's perfect to enter. And then we have this massive rally, and what the price did before, after that, we went all the way down. So now it's expecting here that we're just gonna go up. I mean, I don't know what to say to you, because historically we have been consolidated or going down. So my projection for the next month is either we're gonna have a big pullback. I don't see that much, to be honest, or we're gonna have this consolidation, which is the more realistic for me right now. Let's see what play out. And after that, yeah, just keep an eye on this, because it can't happen. Nobody's really calling that. The other 20% I have is for daily. So this one I also traded, but this is a trade that happens every 2 weeks, more or less. And that's the way to continue accumulate pretty much. And the daily and the weekly is how I accumulate more sats. And it has been working really good for me. So maybe it works for you. And the last 10% is a mix of futures and altcoins, even though it's only 10%, but still I'm really exposed to altcoins, because at least in the last bull market it played out really good. Let's see how this altcoin season play out. I'm not too optimistic right now. I do think that we're gonna go up in many altcoins, but breaking all-time high. Let's see how everything play out. So we're gonna see also the Bitcoin dominance. If that continue dropping and dropping, maybe we go to retest all this area to the 40s. Well, we entered to the 45. This area of 47. Then I gonna completely exit all the altcoins. It doesn't matter. Around here, I don't gonna wait for the 40 because it's not 100%. We're gonna go to 40, but around this area, I think it's a big support. Once we are around this area, I'm gonna start exiting all of them, and let's see how they play out. So just keep that in mind, because if you don't have any strategy, it's gonna be a little bit difficult to navigate the market. And in most cases, people just continue holding everything, even Bitcoin. If you hold Bitcoin, it's fine, because you just need to be patient. It's gonna go up again. But if you want to accumulate more, this is why I use the strategy of the weekly as well, because like this, you get out of the bear market, you exit during the bull market when you see the signs, then you're gonna have a lot of cash, and during the bear market you can buy a lot. This is something that not everybody talks right now, because everybody is super exciting. We see how Fear and Greed is 75 right now. It looks like the price don't gonna go down, and it's always the same emotion, the same feeling. But I have been saying many times, the price of Bitcoin and the whole market move in waves. So it's something I wanted to point out, because I have seen like these kind of predictions with, I don't think they wrong, but they're also based in 2 weeks. So people need to really understand what the time frame is. And if you don't know, and you're just thinking like next week or next month we're gonna go to the 20,000, you should go and learn a little bit more, because otherwise, if you just believe in these images without really knowing the significance of the time frame, I'm not saying that Merlin is wrong, but the time is really important. At least this bull market, I would be really surprised. I mean, everything is possible in crypto. I would really surprised that Ethereum go to 20,000. It's so nice. I was super happy with my bag. But for now, like I was projecting, the more realistic one is around the 8,000, and we could go even higher. But first, I would like to see Ethereum breaking nicely the previous high, go all the way to 6,000, and see from there how we are, what the market say, how we can continue, and if we can go further and further. But saying they're gonna go to 20,000 is a little bit. Yeah, I don't see it right now. Just this is just want to point out, because yeah, you're gonna have this news even more and more and more and more. I did see another post with someone really famous as well. I didn't save it, but someone really famous saying that just bought Bitcoin 125 and was super happy. And it's fine if you have the money, but I don't see the reward. I don't see any reward like buying 25 when we have a lot of time to buy around the 15,000, 17,000, even 25,000. We have this consolidation over here. Was really long. Let's see. I was like, yeah, it was really long. The consolidation we have in 25,000. You have all this chance. So now when people are just calling that this is a base entry, I don't really think so. So you should be careful of that. If you want to have some exposure to the market, because it's your first time, yeah, just get a little bit of exposure with money you don't gonna need in the next months and weeks to come, and then you can have a better idea how the market, a little bit sentiment of the market, how it works. Let me see. Yeah, pretty much that is wanted to mention. Also, there is something like Chris. Let me see. I can show you. He's actually he's working for Arcade Investment. I don't know if you know them, but they're pretty. I can follow them. They're really known, and he's really realistic always with the price predictions. I really like him because he's not into FOMO. It's just like really realistic, based on statistics, exactly as we're doing it here. And he just pointed out something here. Let me see, what's this? Yeah, aiming for an October top in BTC. Nobody's calling for that. Everybody's calling November, December, and even people are calling that we're gonna continue until next year, the 2026. We continue until April, and I don't see that right now. So he's mentioning in October he's looking more or less at Bitcoin gonna top. If we're to pick numbers, which we all know is great above guessing, of course. I would say BTC will be around 142. This is like exactly I have been saying, like from 130, 145, 47, even 50 like maximum, but around the 30, 40s, that's would be the price I aiming to, and Ethereum to 7,000 pretty much. I did this project on the 8,000, well, it was like 7,900, and let's see how that play out. And you see, yeah, here's like 2AK, okay, and sold to 420. Everybody's calling for 1,000. So I don't really see playing like everybody. Let me show you. So everybody's calling that gonna go to 1,000, but I don't really see who is calling that's going to 1,000. Everybody who bought around the 10 bucks. I mean, we did already. Let me see from the bottom. More or less the bottom. Let's put it around 12. Let me see. 2,000%. 2,000%. Okay. And the market cap is already huge. And now, if to say that's gonna go to 1,000, we say that's gonna do. Let me see, another 250,000, another 250%. Yes, this will be realistically for Icon, it's super easy, but no with the market cap that Solana have. And yeah, you need to be aware of that, because you're gonna be hearing that more and more and more, and you don't want to be in the bear market. Believe me, you don't want to be holding your bags in the bear market. So hopefully this video help you to have a better picture of what Bitcoin is aiming to do in the next weeks, how to distribute your portfolio if you haven't yet, and like this you can protect yourself for whatever the market do, and talking about any retracement or big retracement, because we have not seen yet anything like before. Let me see, we used to go down like 40%, even 50%, but I say like 40%. We haven't seen any candle like that. Let me see, let's try to check over here. These were the pullbacks. You see this huge candle, and that was in the weekly. Maybe we see something like that in September. You see that was 30%. That was in 21, 30%. And then this one's over here, 30%. Yeah, 30%. Even this one was really huge when everybody was thinking that the market finished, and then it was quite special. That was 52%. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Maybe we see something like that in September, or we just see the consolidation I was talking to. And what I'm expecting, after we go all the way to the 140, let's call it 135, and we enter to the bear market, I do expect maybe to have some. Everybody's calling 50%, but because everybody's calling 50%, I don't think that we're gonna have 50%. So potentially we're gonna go all the way to 60 to 70% with the. Let me see, will be the realistic 140. All the way to 50%. Oh man, yeah, that would be breaking all that. Maybe we go around the 50. Let's see how high we go, and then we're gonna have a better picture. Now let's see what Ethereum was doing, because Ethereum was also breaking. No, I still haven't broke anything. We're still in this area, and the daily still no, this is the weekly, still super bullish. I do think as well in the next weeks we're gonna have a retracement. Let's see if this play out. But it's already forming. Don't take it as 100% is happening right now, but it will. This bearish derivation, what this means, that the price will stop pumping up, and we're potentially gonna see a replacement. Even if everybody's calling to 6,000 right now, I don't think that that's gonna play out right now before a small pullback. We could continue. I mean, the Fortuna line is still really strong. We could continue, like I have been saying in the past videos. Let me show you in the weeklies. Yes, you can see better. Something like this. Yeah, we could come even to 5,000. I mean, sometimes this is getting crazy. We can go in this area, come and not exactly to this line, but preferably come to retest the previous high. But like you can see as well, I mean, this has been playing out many times, and this is not the best area to buy. The risk is higher. The best area to buy was around this area. I was calling it many times, here and here. So now you should be taking profit. If you follow that, you should be taking profit, as I'm doing as well. Then expecting a small retracement, and then incorporate again in another trade. So yeah, it's all about patience. And let me know if this was helpful for you. If you want me to go deeply into how to form a portfolio, let me know in the commentaries below, and I will make a video especially for that. So yeah, so smash the like, subscribe, and see you tomorrow.